Welcome back to Over the Line Football. I'm Harry. Sat across from me is Jamie. We've got a new angle going. I don't know why we've got a new angle, but we thought we'd change it up. You get two different perspectives, and we can actually look at each other without having to strain my neck. First of all, before we get into today's video, make sure you subscribe. If it's 75 subscribers, so we're on the push to 100, which is really exciting. We did a podcast on the most underrated players in Premier League history just last week, so make sure you go and check out that podcast. We're now on Spotify as well as other things, so we'll leave that in the description below. But today, Jamie, we're going to speak about 5 things we've learned from England's international break. This is being recorded on the day of England's game against Poland in World Cup qualifying, but obviously we've decided between ourselves that we don't really going to learn a lot from that. We've already decided kind of 5 things we've learned from these qualifiers already. Starting with number 1, we think Pickford is going to be England's number 1, as much as we hate to admit it. Pope became the first English keeper to keep 6 clean sheets in his first 6 starts, which is quite a good stat for him. But I've put this one in because in the last couple of weeks, Southgate has kind of reiterated the fact that he hopes to have Jordan Pickford, that is, back for the Euros, and he's not really hinted that his spot is up for grabs. He kind of firmly believes that Pickford is number 1, and the main reason for that is Pope's distribution. It's kind of Pope's major criticism, and it's something that Pickford kind of excels in it, really. I say excels with some mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, we can see obviously from the game to just against Albania, there's no reason why Pope had to kick the ball out many times, trying to pass the ball to Luke Shaw or Kyle Walker in the fullback position. It wasn't really working out for him. And I've also seen something recently come out in the news that if Pope wants to be England's number 1, he's got to leave Burnley, which is still very weird to me. But at the end of the day, it looks like Pickford's going to get the number 1 spot when he's back fit again. Obviously, the next chance he's going to get an England shirt, Pickford, is going to be in the 2 games before the Euros. So that's going to be his only real chance to prove why he should be number 1. But I mean, Pope's not. I mean, like Harry said already, Pope's got 6 clean sheets in a row. No one's ever done it before in the first 6 games. So, in fairness, it's like Pope should be number 1. But we can all see really. Problem is though, as well, in the games we've watched, Pope hasn't been tested. He might not get tested tonight either because obviously it's no Lewandowski. So it'll be interesting to see what he's going to like. But I mean, all the games he's played has been against min opposition, not even in the top 50. So
we said his main kind of attribute that he's shown for Burnley is shot stopping.
Yeah.
But as you say, we've not seen it because of the quality of opposition we've been facing. He's not. I can't think of he's not had to do anything. I mean, Albania had that one chance in the first half that they blazed over the bar. So Pope had
to do anything.
But the thing is, and obviously I really want it to work out for Pope or Henderson, because I think, if you've watched the channel before, we're not big fans of Jordan Pickford. We think England deserve a better keeper, but his distribution is just not good. And it's probably because he plays for Burnley and knows trip to Burnley, they are a long ball side. So Pope really just has to launch upfield.
Well, I don't think Sean Dyche tells his players to play out from the back, does he? Let's be honest.
So he's not comfortable. Nothing against Pope, but it's just he's not playing like that for club. Whereas Pickford does play like that for club, and he's played like that in an England shirt for a long time. And I'd say a lot of the time Pickford's distribution, as much as like he can make the odd mistake, just like some of the top keepers you've seen in the world, like Alisson in particular, has made a lot of mistakes passing out from the back this season. Can make mistakes. Obviously, Pickford's a bit more prone to it than these world best keepers. But I'm disappointed that Pope's distribution was like it was, because it just, I think, further reinforces the point. Plus, the fact that Henderson hasn't got a chance in the team at all kind of reinforces the fact to me that like Southgate sees Pickford as number 1 and there's no change in his mind.
Unfortunately, like we said, the distribution is only the main part he's done wrong. But like I've said already, he's not been tested. You can't really guess how keeper is when he's not been tested, has he? So it's annoying, but it's how the current qualifications are. Like, we could play against like basically Sunday League in 2 weeks in a row. It's not really going to help Nick Pope, is it, when he's testing compared to John Pickford playing in the World Cup against the likes of Sweden and other top tier clubs. I say Sweden, a top tier club, like Colombia and stuff like that. So compared to San Marino and Colombia, it's 2 bit like different, aren't they? So yeah, it'd be annoying. But I do agree Pickford will be number 1, and that's literally just because of the fact that I haven't seen enough of Nick Pope for England.
Yeah.
So,
number 2, we think there's an audition for a centre mid spot this summer. We've seen Jurgen Klopp come out in the week and say that Jordan Henderson is kind of in a race against time to be fit for the Euros with his is it an abductor injury? I'm pretty sure it is.
I have no idea. They're injuring everything at Liverpool, aren't they?
So we probably should have done point 3 before this, but with the kind of box to box midfielder spot open, if Henderson isn't there, that opens up a spot. And it seemed like in these last couple of games, Southgate has been auditioning that spot between the 3 main candidates: Calvin Phillips, James Ward-Prowse, and Jude Bellingham. He's tended to opt for Phillips more, I'd say. Obviously, it could change tonight if Ward-Prowse gets 90 minutes or Bellingham gets 90 minutes or whatever.
I've heard Ward-Prowse he's been sent home already. He said he's want to keep Matt fitness, so that's something to look out for now. So Ward-Prowse isn't going to play.
Right, okay. So, but there is a chance for one of them to stake a claim, is it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it doesn't bring me much enthusiasm seeing Calvin Phillips start for England, because I don't rate Calvin Phillips in the slightest personally. It doesn't bring me enthusiasm seeing, oh wow, the England team and Calvin Phillips is your main centre mid. It doesn't bring screams to me. Like, comparing Calvin Phillips to Steven Gerrard, Paul Scholes and Frank Lampard, that was our starting team, and we expect to win the European Championship with Calvin Phillips in centre mid rather than Gerrard and Lampard. It just doesn't fit right with me. I'd rather 100% have John Henderson. Even though I don't rate John Henderson himself, he's actually out of all those 3 we just mentioned, none of them, Phillips, Ward-Prowse and Bellingham, none of them have been in a major championship before. And John Henderson's been in major championships. He's won a Premier League, won a Champions League, and he's got experience. Declan Rice is obviously the other centre mid spot that could be up for grabs, but I think he'll start.
No, the DM spot I think looks like.
So, but the other centre mid spot, I out of those 3, I want to see Bellingham, because now he can play very well.
Say, if worst comes to worst, then Henderson.
But but like we said, he's so young and he's just so fresh. We don't know how he's going to react in a major tournament, which is why these games would have been good to find out. If he plays Bellingham tonight against Poland, we'll see.
Could you say that his impressive performances for Dortmund in the Champions League, like we discussed on the video before the international break, could that show that he can do it on a big stage, maybe?
Possibly. I mean, if Dortmund go on to beat Man City against other opposition at a similar level to like
PSG or Bayern in the semi-finals.
Exactly. Well. So that could be a real test if he does start as well. So
looks like he's starting.
If Dortmund get far in the Champions League and Bellingham is playing, I reckon Bellingham should start. Ward-Prowse is the man with the set pieces all the time. The constant set pieces.
Consistent. Bring him just the set pieces.
Calvin Phillips only passes sideways and backwards. That's why I said to you, I don't see anything enthusiastic with playing Calvin Phillips centre mid. And it's not that I don't hate It's not that I hate Leeds. I don't hate Leeds. It's just that comparing the fact that if you want to move up in the progress wise, we're not going to get anywhere with playing 2 centre mids who've had no experience at all playing any major championships before, and we expect them to do well.
I think the hope is that Jordan Henderson will be fit, and it looks like he will. I know Klopp said that, but Klopp has been very downbeat because he's had a lot of injuries. But I assume Henderson will be fit, so I'm hoping Henderson can go, and he'll be that box to box midfielder. But staying on the topic of centre midfielders, it looks like there's going to be 2 defensive midfielders in England's team rather than 2 attacking midfielders, which is a bit depressing, isn't it? What are kind of your initial thoughts on that?
Like we discussed in the previous video, we wanted in the 4 cam videos where we did the 4 cams, we'd have rather even been more attacking, and we playing 2 CDMs against San Marino, for Christ's sake. What's that going to achieve against a team like that?
That was the thing for me. It was I don't care if Southgate wants to play this formation, fine, right? If he thinks that this is the formation that's going to do well for England at the Euros, then fine. But what would be the harm against these sort of teams that you're going to beat if me and you played? What is the harm in going for it and taking the shackles off? Especially San Marino. Just take the shackles off. Play them. Play Mount and Foden and Sterling and, just play them all. You know what I mean? So it is massively disappointing. But
yeah, like I said, I would have rather literally just gone and played like 9 strikers at San Marino to see how everyone was like. I mean, Watkins and Covenant both scored, at least for England anyway, which is good to see.
Yep.
But the Tuesday Emeralds, like they said, they didn't do much. Ward-Prowse got the first goal, but that's because Ward-Prowse went to stuff it out. I'm getting bored now for sitting where he was and went forward and scored. So that's what the opportunities we have to do in that positions. But yeah,
wasteful though, wasn't it? It was like it felt like when we got as much as we had 30 shots, it didn't feel like we created loads and loads of.
I mean, in the Albania game, we have 2 CDMs deliberately so we don't get counter attacked, even when coming from set pieces. And in the Albania game, they countered us from their own corner. So this proves how that didn't work for one, and that was their best chance of the game. And as a Mason Mount mistake, for example. Yeah, I'm not happy at all. But if it works, it works.
Well, again, the Albania game highlighted it more that we didn't I mean, the first goal is what even was the first goal?
Luke Shaw cross.
Yeah, Luke. So it was a bit of quality from the fullbacks, which we'll come on to. And then the second goal was a mistake. Sterling cut out a shit pass, played it through, and it was finished by Mason Mount.
It might be quite good, but we're looking more dangerous pressing than we are with the ball.
That's good, but I just don't think that some of the top teams in the European Championships are going to be so much more comfortable on the ball than the Albanian centre halves.
I know. But at the end of the day, we're pressing them so highly that that's why I know obviously he likes his formations, because they've got the three people pressing all the time.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're going to be more comfortable players on the ball.
And they've got better players to receive it. Let's take Spain, for example, who have always been a brilliant team at playing out from the back. They've got a DM in Rodri who can come and receive the ball. You know, the Albania DM wasn't dropping deep and receiving the ball and spraying the ball, was it?
I mean, the Albanian DM was wearing a bike helmet.
And he was knackered after, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's just, you've got to keep it on the 60th minute. I was still shouting abuse at my dad, otherwise you had to wear a bike helmet and playing. It doesn't make much sense. But...
Alright, let's get a bit more positive. Let's look at some kind of impressive performances for the last two. First of all, Stones and Maguire, we said before, and look like the partnership. It looks like Southgate has settled on them, depending on who it plays tonight. We've seen Connor Cody against San Marino. But,
I mean, he got the captain's armband, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But I think it was because he was the most experienced player there. I think it was Sterling, and then Sterling.
That was his second cap.
He was the oldest player on the field.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm saying. So.
Well, you look on that field after Sterling went off. Who's the most senior player there? There was no Kane.
No. But I was saying to other people, like, if you take when Sterling's off, everyone else has only made like 2 or 3 caps for England. Yeah. This is how young our squad is, which is why I wanted to say about the centre mid spot. This is how important it is for Henderson to be fit, to have that someone there who has playing experience. Because apart from now, we'll come on to it as well. The fullback positions, you know, people on the pitches in defence. Our most experienced position on the pitch is defence.
Yeah,
and that's maybe not what you want to see going into a championships pot.
True, but Stones and Maguire look pretty comfortable together, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I mean, Stones is obviously coming out the back with the ball, and Maguire just. It's Harry Maguire. There's nothing to say about Harry Maguire, is apart from heading the ball away all the time and just abusing their strikers, really clampering over everyone. But John Stones is very happy. John Stones, no matter what, I'm so happy he's playing again. He's world class. I think he's. I think obviously you read about John Stones as well a lot. Yeah. But I'm just so happy he's playing football again because of the fact that how good he actually is.
Just a massive confidence player.
He is, yeah.
He's definitely going to be.
So,
but the only slight issue I'd see is that obviously we're going to have to play. It looks like we're playing a 4 if we're playing 2 DMs, aren't we? It looks like we're playing a 4.
I've heard rumours of playing a 5 tonight, though. However,
okay,
against Poland, so we'll find out.
That's what I was going to say. With Stones and Maguire, you'd think you'd need a Kyle Walker, wouldn't you, for a bit of cover and pace?
Yes.
That might force Southgate into playing a 3 at the back if he wants to play them 2, or it could force him to play Kyle Walker as your right back. Would you want that, or would you want Reece James? Trent is obviously still in the fold, even though he didn't get picked this time. He still will be.
Well, it depends. Like, if there's a right wing back, Trent would be better because Trent's likes to go further up, for example. So it'd be perfect for Trent.
It'd be fantastic as well for Kane.
Obviously, we saw in the World Cup when we played 5 at the back, Kyle Walker slotted in that right centre half position, didn't he? And when we played John Stones and Harry Maguire, so in the World Cup we saw what that kind of was like, and we were drawing 1-1 with Panama. A Kyle Walker mistake, weren't we?
Yeah. As much as I like Southgate, are you on about the
first game?
Tunisia. Yeah.
So.
As much as I like Southgate stepping his marker on, and he has made big decisions in the past, the Trent one was bizarre to me, because as much as he's not been as brilliant for Liverpool this season, he's still looking at him being England starting right back. So not picking him for these 3 games for me was just weird.
Kieran Trippier's been playing well for Atletico Madrid. He's been starting for top of Liga.
True. You said you looked at the lineup and you saw Calvin Phillips. You look at Kieran Trippier and go, he's solid in that position. Trent, you'd be like, we've got some creativity there, and he's not the most incredible defender, but he's got pace to get back.
I know. Well, Reece James isn't bad either. Like we said, Reece James is great.
Reece James in the first game against San Marino was great.
But all our fullbacks were in the past games we played. Our fullback not best position on the pitch.
Might as well go on to the last point. Kind of impressive performances from Luke Shaw and Ben Chilwell. We obviously the other fullbacks, but I wanted to kind of hone in specifically on the left backs because Shaw and Chilwell in both games have kind of stuck the claim, haven't they?
They have. I mean, it's going to be quite hard to choose for Gareth Southgate. I mean, before the tournament, before these games, I think Luke Shaw was in the better form, mainly because Ben Chilwell wasn't even playing. Marcus Alonso was getting above Ben Chilwell, which is fair enough. But at the end of the day, I could have played well against San Marino. Is that left back on that left back side?
That's an exaggeration.
No, on that left back side. I mean, this is what they're saying. The main thing every time we play San Marino is like, what job does this guy have? we're playing against. It's not even bothered what team they play against. That's the kind of thing it is. I mean, their centre mid who played for San Marino was knackered after 5 minutes, and the commentators were laughing at him. That's how bad it got. But I mean, both great performances. I mean, that left side against San Marino, that right back basically didn't have a touch. We just kept on doing them with Mason Mount and that side. And then the Albania game, Luke Shaw seemed so composed on the ball and constantly coming back as well, and confidence in that not San Marino, the Albania game. I think we're lucky how rich we are in the fullback positions compared to other countries. So I'm very happy. I would play Luke Shaw because he has experience, like I said, in the major tournaments.
Who he opts for tonight?
Yeah, it could be. Maybe put Trippier left wing back. We don't know. If he's playing 5 at the back, he might play Trippier on the left, and we don't know. Obviously, we're throwing this for the following game. So
because big changes in it, because it was Ashley Young as your left wing back in the World Cup, wasn't it?
I think as well.
And Rose, yeah. And it was Trippier right wing back, so it's going to be interesting to see tonight. But we thought we'd speak about this because we thought there was a decent amount of stuff there that we could speak about, and we've learned quite a bit about what Southgate might do. He also said in his press conference that he knows his 11 for the start of the Euros anyway, which is astounding really, considering that you don't know
half his team's out as well. Not half team's out, but half the players you think
really going to be involved, wouldn't you? You think, and he's injured. You've got Trent maybe, Pickford, Henderson. You've got a lot of players there that have not come and have not been fit enough. Rashford has not been involved at all because he's been struggling with an injury. Jadon Sancho.
Saka, yeah.
Did Saka come with the squad?
He was, and he got injured. So
yeah, and Rashford, yeah. So there is a lot of options. So he's got 2. Is it 2 more qualifiers before
No, it's just 2 friendlies. One of them's Austria. I can't remember what the other one is. But no, I think it's got a little bit higher opposition. It is. I think it's Austria and someone similar to Austria's level. I think. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But I think leave it there. Happy leaving it there. I don't mind outroing. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Like we said, hit 75 subs on the channel, which is good because we're aiming before the Euros to hit 150, which is going to be quite a nice.
We've been planning some really good content this week, haven't we?
With other YouTube groups and collaborations, hopefully in the works, you might be seeing on our channel soon and across theirs as well, which you'll see.
Excited for that. Excited for the Euros.
Yeah. So thanks very much, guys. We'll see you in the next video. See you later.